Welcome to In the Nest, a student-run talk show here at Ball State where we talk about issues that are interesting. Now, the first topic of discussion for tonight is scientists have discovered the domestication gene within certain breeds of foxes. Now, what does this mean? This means that there is essentially some form of evolution happening in the domestication of animals. By this trait, we could find us domesticating almost any kind of animal. There are obviously some ethical implications. I mean, we don't exactly want to have people with a domesticated lion walking around.
Well, I mean,
Speak
if
for
it's
yourself.
domesticated, doesn't it mean that it would be safe for the rest of the population? Like,
There is a bit of a difference between domestication and it being docile and kind of friendly, and the fact that at any moment, you know, there's this gigantic creature that could all of a sudden just snap. Or if it's trained poorly, you know, you see dogs all the time. You know, dogs are pretty well domesticated and trained, and some of them still attack people. There is a public safety issue involved in this.
But there also is, if we have, of course, people go out and buy large dogs all the time.
Right, of course.
We want to go, we essentially want people to go out and buy large cats that will make larger messes on their carpets. That's one of the biggest issues. That's one of the biggest issues we see with this. But I'm looking at this kind of from an ecological standpoint.
Okay.
Like we'd have like more animals coming from, like, instead of going to zoos, they go to pet shops. What kind of thing happens there?
well, I don't know. I could totally foresee like a type of puppy mill situation, especially with foxes and the more cuddly animals. Like, couldn't you see there being like a little baby panda mill? Like, I think that we could see kind of the same thing that's happening with puppy mills, and we just have a ton of abandoned animals, you know, and abused animals on the street.
And let's be honest, I don't want to see a Sarah Glockland commercial with a panda on it, because I would immediately donate money. Let's be honest.
I mean, I was already internally crying at the thought of a panda mill. I mean, I almost...
In all honesty, I would just have like my entire paycheck going to Sarah McLachlan probably.
The thing is,
Here, take it!
Take all my money. Shut up and take my money.
this isn't really. I mean, you guys are like, oh, that would make me so sad. I kind of want to see this, but we don't really.
No, I'm not saying I want to see that at all.
I want to see that anywhere. And, like, I would never want to see that with any animal, in all honesty. Things like that where pretty much they're just overbreeding animals for money's sake, things like that.
I have a question on the economical sense. Like, don't you think that even, like, if this were to happen, I mean, think about it. Maybe this could create more jobs. I mean, we'd need more groomers. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate.
Right.
But come here. Like, we would need more groomers. We'd need special places to put these animals. Like, you know, I wouldn't leave little 9-year-old Susie to take care of my pet tiger. You know, we need, like,
And we're assuming that you'd Mike Tyson it up and buy yourself a tiger.
Right, exactly. See, I think there's an argument to that, but I mean, I think there's better ways to promote job growth than to put whole tigers in homes and, you know, for that domestication. And also, you got to think of it, I think we largely think of this on an ethical scale.
Yes, of course, but what were people thinking when we were breeding dogs? You know, we weren't exactly thinking that through.
No,
Right.
we were domesticating and breeding dogs for a certain purpose, though.
Of course.
They were here to hunt. They were here to protect.
Now, we're just going to take a quick commercial break. Tune in a couple minutes. We'll have filmmaker and Ball State alumni Ben Lancaster on the show. Stay tuned.